screen up here. Sorry. I have got, uh, move up here. I have got the, some video of the work in progress. I'm going to have it like playing while we talk so you can kind of see. Only thing I had left was the bottom, in between the legs, all the dirt and stuff like that, just little touch ups. And I hope y'all cannot hear. Dogs are just barking all over the place. So I've shut myself in here with just the pugs and Bella, one of the Chiweenies. And so hopefully you won't be able to hear through the door all the other barking. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this video started so y'all can watch if you want to watch. And it's kind of shaky because I had my phone on this phone holder and it was mounted to the drawing table, and I didn't realize that as I'm drawing, the table is shaking a little bit. So sorry about that, but in case you wanted to see work in progress, um, and I haven't figured out a good way to do that. The phone holder I got is this bendable cable thing, and because you can't really get in front of it because that's where you need to be to draw. I'm not sure how people do that. But okay, so you can see while I'm drawing away, and we'll talk about when it finishes, the video finishes, we'll talk about that painting and where I'm at with it right now. But right now, I did want to give you an update. Gracie has been doing so good, our foster dog Gracie. I actually made her posting this morning. I've got her on Rescue Me, and I put her on Facebook and X, and my community post on the YouTube today. So hopefully she'll get some interest. She really needs a home because, and I don't know much about the heeler breeds, but she seems to be a one-person dog. She really needs somebody to bond with. And of course, I don't want her to bond with me because I'm just a temporary foster. So she really needs, I don't think she's going to progress a whole lot more until she's actually with someone who's going to be her forever home. So I did that this morning, and so yeah, I got a lot done. I got all that done. And but I did spend first thing this morning after my coffee, I got in there and started working on this painting. And I don't really know how to pronounce the name. Sikos. It is the name of the Hungarian horsemen that do this sport. I got this reference photo off of Pixabay. It's a photo reference site where people put their photos up for you to use. So that's where I got the reference photo. And it didn't really have any information. Sometimes they put information on the photos. This one had no information really. So the only thing I've been able to find out is that it is Hungarian horseman, and it's called that CSIKO with a little funny thing over it, and S. I really wish I knew how to pronounce that, but that's the title of the painting because that's, I guess, the name of people who do that, who ride like that. But I really enjoyed the movement of the piece, the picture. And I could have spent a whole lot more time on it, but I wanted it to be more loose feeling. And the biggest problem is 11 by 14 is about as big as I can do because my paper is, I think, 12 by 15. So, or something close to that. So I really can't do really big paintings. And I thought about cropping this down so I could really do some details because you can't get details in a teeny tiny little space. You can see with my finger right there how small the legs of the horses are. So you can't do a lot of detail in a piece like that. So I did the best I could. Because cropping it down to a smaller, maybe just doing the horses, the three horses in the middle, it just didn't work right. It needed the rider to tell the story. So kept the whole thing, so I had to make it a lot looser and less detail, which I think it still looks pretty good. Always looks better from a distance. So now I have not been out to work on my weaving or my cow rug. Figured since I was doing the art today, I was not going to try to do both because I did want to spend the time to get Gracie posted. That was important. So I took the time to do that. And after working on the painting. So now, instead of trying, because I don't have a good setup out there in my craft room, instead of trying to do that, I figured I would just hang out with you guys and try to figure out what to do for the next painting. I need an idea. Like I said, I kind of got frustrated, not frustrated. What would you say? Bored? Not bored. Uninspired because it was taking so long. And when you first start, you're all excited about it and everything, but then you get bogged down. And so it did take a while to get it off the board. And it is gets kind of when you can't get the details you want to get, that's kind of frustrating too because it really limits what you can do. So the next one I do, one off needs to be something that can be a closer up image so I can get some details in there. Oh, I did just send, I wonder if I can share a picture. I did enter today the second quarter Dakota Art International Pastel Show. I entered a piece in the first quarter and we got, I think it was third place. I was so excited. It's the first time I've ever placed in an international show. That was the mouse under the mushroom. I think I showed you that. If not, let me see. I don't want to share my screen. But I can't share two medias. I don't think I can share two medias. So let me see if I can figure out a way to share my screen. Figure out a way to get those on the screen. Okay, I will do that and try to show you what I'm talking about. This is going to be art helper. So I've got these files local, but I don't think you can share that kind of screen. I think it has to be an actual browser window. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. It's got to be there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to see if I can share my screen and show you the one that I entered in the first quarter show. And it's going to be art helper. Okay, and I'm going to share and add to screen, but we're going to crop out some of this stuff. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's very small, isn't it? I wonder if it'll let me make it any bigger. A little bit. Okay, you can see right here, this one, the red mushroom with the tiny little mouse under it. I don't know any way to make it bigger. That's the one I entered in the first quarter. And for the second quarter show, I'm going to enter, I was trying to scroll on that screen. Huh? Okay, right here. This one, the little girl in the market. Okay, so let's get back on here and we're going to stop share screen. Okay. Ah, what did it do? Why did it do that? Where am I at? What in the world happened here? All right. Is this still working? I don't understand what happened to my... Oh. Let's just remove this. Okay, I don't know why it does that. I'm still trying to figure out this program. But is this still working? Yeah, that's still working. Did it I don't think it rewound any, so I think it's still working. Okay, so yeah, I showed you the little girl at the market. I wanted to do a fun, colorful piece, and that's why I did that one. And I did enjoy doing that one. I thought it was really fun. And I'm going to enter that one. I entered it this morning into the Dakota Arts Pastel Show second quarter. Now that one uh, runs through, I think, June something, sometime in June. So I will report back. I don't know if it's because it's juried. My entry may not even get accepted. So I'll let you know if it gets accepted. That will be fun. It costs, I think, $15 an entry. And but if you win, you get a cash prize, which is pretty cool. And it gets your name out there, and that helps in the art world. So I did do that. I forgot about that. I did that this morning. So I've been really busy. I got a lot done. So I just want to hang out and trying to decide what to do next. I've been looking at, make sure my videos, is it still running or did it stop? I think it's still running. I was probably picking up a pencil or something. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I was getting the right tools. Oh, no, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think it's where I actually got to the end, maybe? Or I was just moving the camera. I think I was just moving the camera. So let's speed up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I had to move the camera because I was moving over to another section. All right, so I've got, gonna get a swig of my sweet tea. I got my gallery of paintings up on my screen. Well, you can't see it, but I can. And I'm trying to see, what am I missing? What am I missing? I've got some domestic. I've got one cow, and I've got a couple of horses. I've got lots of wildlife. Everything from tarantula, hummingbirds, lions, tigers, and bumblebee. Is that the only insect? I think that's the only insect I've got. So looking at what I've got, I've got definitely the most is wildlife. So I don't want to do another wildlife right now because I want to kind of add things I haven't got a lot of on the site. People. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 pieces of people. Places. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got about 5 pieces of places. But to be honest, I'm not very good at landscape, cityscape paintings. I'm just not really good at that. As far as finding ways to make it interesting. So I don't enjoy that type. I'm definitely missing that as far as rounding out my collection. But I don't really enjoy doing those. I don't know if I want to do another one. What do y'all have for lunch? I'm kind of hungry, but kind of not. Because I had a snack at brunch. I had a snack around 10:30. So, all right. So I have a collection of automobiles too. Let's see how many I got in there. I've got trucks. So I have 2 truck paintings. And that's all in my automobiles. I could add there, maybe do some classic cars. What do y'all think of classic cars? You like that? That is kind of interesting. My favorite, well, I guess animals are my favorite. My second favorite is what they call genre painting, genre art. It's scenes of people doing normal everyday things. Kind of like the little girl in the market. and my painting of the kids riding bicycles through the floodwater. That was cute. Or the pub gossip, the old ladies smoking and drinking, telling stories in the pub. That one was a lot of fun to do. But coming up with ideas is, I'm kind of stuck. I mean, a lot of famous paintings, genre art paintings, are things like, you know, back in the Renaissance, or I don't think you go back as far as medieval, but historical scenes of like house servants doing, like, pouring water into a bowl, or preparing meals, or people sitting, uh what do you call that? Like, restaurants and things, sitting at tables. They do a lot of those. Probably even the ballet dancers and things like that at the plastic, oh my gosh, practice bar. That would probably, maybe, I think, be considered a genre art. So I'm kind of trying to come up with an idea for that. Um, hmm. So I'm kind of stuck. I want something that's really going to get me excited about doing some art. So the options, I'm low on places, automobiles, and people. I'm definitely covered on wildlife, and I'm getting close on, I've got more of the domestic animals now. Still not as many as the wildlife, but it's a good showing. So I think I need to either do a place or people. People as far as like genre art. People doing stuff. So I need to come up with an idea whether or not I want to do a place or an automobile or people. So now I need to go to different places that I've got bookmarked for reference research. Now I do a lot of things from there's Pixabay, and then there's Paint My Art. No, Paint My Picture art.com, and also Facebook group has a lot of, there's several Facebook groups that have free reference photos for artists, and I've got a lot from there. My truck painting, no. What did I do? Well, it's mostly been wildlife and domestic animals. I'm going to have to go refill my tea soon. But let's see. I like kind of the old rusty trucks. Something like that, maybe. Hmm. I need something to spark my interest. Think. I need ideas. I'm going to pop off and get another glass of sweet tea. So I'm going to leave you with the music and watching the, you can see me finishing up that painting. I will be back in a minute. Okay, we're getting close to being finished. Oh no. I was trying to add in some brown shadows as well as the black. I like using those little, I think it's like 1,000 of these little makeup sponges from Temu. They're working pretty good. The soft tools from Pan Pastel are really expensive and they don't last long at all because the little sponges, the surface is gritty, it's a sanded type surface, and it wears the little sponge out. So I decided to try these little makeup sponges, see if I could get a little bit more use. And the first one I wore out all because each one has 4 sides. So the first one I wore out pretty quickly. This one still going. It's still got 2 sides on it. What am I doing? Okay, I'm moving the camera. Okay, I'm getting seasick. Yep, I had to readjust it. That's the last section that I was doing. So let's go. Let's go to Facebook and check some of those. Who is? Thought I heard a dog. Hmm. Let's see. Clear my throat. All right, we've got free reference photos for artists is one group. Free reference animal images. I don't want that because I don't think I'm going to do an animal this time. Because place, automobile, or people. So no animals this time. And then we've got another free images from animals. So I have 3 groups that have animal pictures, and I think I've got one that has regular pictures. So let's see what they've been posting. See if I can find something that sparks my interest. Still, I don't even have a section for still life because I've never done any. Not really. You can the little possums in the bowl on the table. That is as close as I've got to a still life. So that's kind of weird. So don't think I'm going to be doing one of them. I think places though, again, I have the problem where I can't get the detail I want because, I am limited on the size of my paper. And people say, well, you could order big sheets. But this is pastel. And pastel has to be framed under glass. So you end up with a very heavy piece when it's framed. And you have to charge a whole lot for it. And so a lot of times smaller pieces sell better. So, you have to think about that. What else we got in here? Airplanes, sunrise over the ocean, doggy pictures, flowers. Oh, there's like a Japanese traditional dress. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna see. See if I can move some of this. So you can watch me do the painting over there and maybe watch. Going to see if I could get this on there, but I'm going to crop. I'm going to crop it so that I can hopefully scroll. Let's see here. We'll get it off so you can still see the painting demo. But you can at least watch me scroll and see if I see anything that looks interesting. Of course, I can't be on both screens at the same time, so I'm going to go over here for a minute. Boat. Oh, I was thinking about doing a ship. Ship, not a boat, a ship. I have done boats, but I haven't done a ship yet. I had found some pretty neat pictures of like kind of a misty sailboat, and I actually downloaded them and never did anything with them, so I might could do a boat, a ship or something. Flowers just don't excite me that much. There's a fish. Turtles, owls. Barns. A lot of people do barns. I've never done a barn. The old barn looking thing, you know. Never done that. This is pretty. But then again, it would be no detail. That's the thing. My technique of doing detailed work doesn't work with landscapes. Landscapes lead themselves much better to loose brush stroke, not brush because I don't use a brush, but strokes and things like that. It's different. That's why I don't do many, because it's outside of my comfort zone. Those are pretty little flowers. Is that a photo? I think that's a painting. Some of these are people's artwork. And this one right here, I actually have the reference photo that this artist used for this painting. It was posted in one of the other groups, or maybe this group. I saved that picture, but I haven't used it yet. But then again, that's an animal. And I just finished a horse picture, so it's flowers. I don't say, how do you, it's hard to tell a story with flowers. They're the duck. Animals, animals, animals. I'm not seeing anything really that I can use. People, places, automobiles. I took some photos at the Reynolda House, which is a historic house museum kind of thing. But I don't know, the pictures, I don't really know how to turn them actually into a painting with proper composition and stuff to make it interesting. Let's see. And I have photos from Mexico, but I don't know. Again, as far as setting up a composition for landscape places, things like that, I'm not that good at that. That would make somebody want to look at it. Not seeing anything. I've done underwater with the sea turtle. Don't need underwater. Not seeing anything. And I have done a lighthouse. I have one of those. Okay, let's go to, let's see. I'm going to remove that. Let me go look at Pixabay. Let's see, our business. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to mute here and let y'all watch the art demonstration. because my dogs are moving around. My son's going to be coming in pretty soon, and they're going to start barking. So I'm going to mute for a minute while I go look at Pixabay and see if we can find anything there. Okay, I'm going to keep looking. I haven't found anything yet. I wonder if I should maybe search for people or automobiles or something. I'm just scrolling on their first page right now. Sorry, I had to stop and do something real quick. I love historically accurate costume. Traditional dress and things like that is really fascinating to me. Um, Not seeing anything. I need to paint some of our cows. We've got a couple of really cute little calves right now. But I have lots of animals. Paintings already. But for genre art, they need to be doing normal everyday activities. What would that be? But most of them look like they're posing. And that's the whole problem, is they need to look like they're not posing. That you're just getting a glimpse of everyday activity. I don't really know what to search for. I guess I could search for people, maybe? What about people in trains, subways, and things like that? You think that would make interesting art? I don't know. I'm not finding anything. Alright, let's go up and see if we can. Let's search for something. Let's see. What do you think? People. That's kind of pretty. Problem being is the painting I did with the little girl on the market. It had those colors. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's see. You can see here I just finished the painting, and I'm taking off my glassine sheets that keep my fingers from getting fingerprints on it or smudging. There's the finished painting. That's not too bad. Yeah, like I said, it always looks better from a distance. When you get up close, you can see that it doesn't have a whole lot of detail. But I do think it turned out pretty good. So, just a little touch there, here and there. And last thing, the signature. That's it. Finished it. Yep. So now let me figure out how to take that out of the scene. Okay. See, that's the thing. It stays there I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I turn off the share media, but the thing stays there unless I delete it. Hmm. Not sure why that's happening. Okay, so let's get this back up here. Mhm. Okay. Like I was saying, this one is interesting, but I just the last one I did was very orange, very yellows, lots of those colors. So I kind of want to do different colors. I want to do something colorful. I love colors. I don't know. What is this? I don't know what that is, but it's pretty. Let's see. I don't want big crowns. Nope. Hmm. That's pretty right there. Religious practices are really interesting and beautiful sometimes. You know, like the is it um I think it's in the Himalayas. You know, it's where they always go to look for the Yeti. They go to this there's this temple up there with the those things you spin, the prayer wheels. I think that's beautiful. And you've got like the colorful flags. I think they're in Mexico. They're like paper flags, all different colors. And they hang, they have meaning. So there's a lot of beautiful things with those kind of traditions too. All right, for one thing, it's showing me things that aren't. I chose photo, but it's showing me some things that I think are illustrations. So I do want it in color. Uh, date, content type. That's new. Okay, authentic only. Good, because I knew some of them looked AI. Um, let's see, family maybe. Hmm. I wonder if I search for and maybe take people out. Let me take the people out and see what it comes up with. Hmm. Oh, there's gonna be some pretty, might be some pretty pictures. Let's see. If anything sparks my. See, something like this. There's no way I could do. Nothing would be detailed. I think this would be considered a genre art subject matter. That's pretty cool. But they're so far away. This is kind of neat. I like that. But again, it's those oranges. I just did that painting with all the oranges. Really rather have another color. I love, 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 love teal. So I can find something with teal. Hmm. Okay, let's try another way. Let's try, instead of faith, let's try restaurant. I think I spelled that right. I don't know. Maybe I spelled it wrong because I'm not getting hardly anything. I think I spelled it wrong. How do you spell restaurant? Do cafe. Yeah, I can't spell worth spit. It's just not the way my brain works. I'm sorry, I just can't. Okay, so let's see what's here. Cause I do love coffee. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Or maybe I did tell you guys. My son took two of my paintings to a local coffee shop and some of my business cards, and so they're displaying there. And maybe that will come up good, some good out of that. Hmm. Outdoor cafes are really cool. You see a lot of genre art with things like that, and this I love stuff like this. This is really cool. If there were maybe some people here, it would be interesting. Because I don't think the one person by themselves, I think would be kind of boring. Don't you think? Let me see. Take a look a little bit closer at it. You have to be careful. The ones down here you have to pay for. But this one is a free download. I do like that. I love dark pictures. Darks are hard to get in pastel, though. They're a big challenge. So I would start with a very dark paper. The challenge to get the blackest black. Because almost everything is kind of gray instead of black, and when it comes to pastel, it's hard to get a really dark. Sometimes we use, what is that called? It's kind of a paint, gouache. I can't pronounce it right, but gouache. But it's a specific type that you can actually paint in some spots that you need to be really, really dark. And it kind of soaks into the paper, and you can then pastel over it. Which we use that like for leopard spots and things like that. Um, What are you guys seeing? Anything interesting? I have to keep jumping back. That's cute. Puppy waiting outside. See, these kind of scenes, but they need people in them to be interesting. Hmm. 'Cause I think it's like the interaction of the people too that makes the scene look interesting. I searched for cafe, but I'm getting more coffee than anything else, it seems. The first ones up here are always ones you have to pay for too. They put it at the top and the bottom to try to get you to buy one. I don't know. Well, I think I'm just going to have to let it go for a while and think about it, and hopefully something will spark my interest. If you got any ideas, let me know. And I will keep y'all update on Gracie's adoption bid, looking for adoption. So I am going to go ahead before the dogs start barking when my son comes in after lunch. Before all they start going off, I'm going to go ahead and pop off of here, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And now let me find